Colonel Bob Stewart.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Can I start by quoting a poem by Woodbine Willie, Padre Geoffrey Stewart Kennedy. There are many kinds of sorrow in this world of love and hate, but there is no keener sorrow than a soldier's for his mate. Very apposite for me today, because I remember all the men that were killed under my command. And in particular today, may I mention those killed at Ballykelly on the 6th of December 1982, where 17 people were killed. 6 of them were civilians and 11 were soldiers. 6 of the soldiers were from my own company, A Company of the Cheshires. Stephen Bagshaw, Clinton Collins, Philip McDonough, David Stitt, Stephen Smith and Shaw Williamson. They all died when I was present. I was the incident commander, and as I went into the wrecked building that was the drop-in well, almost the first person I saw was a girl lying on the ground. I was horrified. Both her legs had gone and an arm. I knelt down, horrified again, and spoke to her. "Are you all right, darling?" She said, "I think so." I said, "Are you hurting?" She said, "No." I said to her, "How are you feeling?" She said, "I don't know. What's happened?" I said, "There's been a bomb." "Oh," she said. "Am I hurt?" I said, "You're hurt." She said, "Am I hurt very badly?" I said, "You're hurt very badly." She said, "Am I going to die?" "And forgive me," I said, "Yes." I could see no other. There was blood everywhere. And she said, "Am I going to die now?" And I said, "I think you are." She said, "Will you hold me?" I held her and she died within 2 minutes. I wept. She died in a state of grace. She was one of 17 killed that day. It took me 4 hours to identify my 6 soldiers in the morgue at Alton Hospital. I went to their funerals in Cheshire. 6 funerals in 5 days, 2 on the Friday. On the second funeral, as I came out of St. George's, Stockport, there was an old lady crying on the far side of the road. I crossed over. I was in uniform. I put my arm round her and I said to her, "Don't worry, he's out of his pain." She said, "You don't understand, young man." And I said, "I do understand." I felt inside my brain, I did understand. I was there when he died. But she read my brain, what I was thinking. She said, "No, you don't understand. You see, I stood here when I was a little girl and watched the 6th Cheshires, I think it was the 6th Cheshires, they were Cheshires, march into that church, 900 of them. After the Battle of the Somme, they filled 3 pews. I'm crying for them." Then I understood. 1,441 soldiers died. Soldiers, sailors and airmen, service personnel died in Northern Ireland. That's more than all the other conflicts together since by 50%. You've got to remember that. I remember too my escort driver, Wayne Edwards, killed on the 13th of January 1993. I'd given him the order to escort 4 women to hospital through Gorny-Vakuf, and he was shot through the head as he did so. I am responsible for his death. Now, when I came here in 2010, I went into the tea room and a guy comes up to me and he says, "Nice to see you, Colonel. We haven't met since Torbay." And I said, "Why?" He said, "I was in the Bosnian Croat army. I was a sniper." I said, "The snipers shot Staff Sergeant Steve Bristow in the head. You were a sniper?" He said, "Yes." I said, well, that's a turn-up for the book. You're working in the House of Commons and I arrive here and you're actually a sniper that's shot one of my soldiers. He said, yes, but here's the point. He was a young man doing his duty. He was doing his duty as he saw it. He wasn't a criminal. He was just doing what he thought was right. So when I think of Remembrance Day, I'm not just thinking of the soldiers, sailors, airmen. I'm thinking of the civilians. In my own constituency, 320 civilians were killed in the Second World War, which was more than the servicemen from my own constituency. So I'm thinking of them. I'm particularly thinking of the civilians too. I'm thinking of that girl, one of 5 killed on the 6th of December. And it saddens me that they're not here. And that's what Remembrance Day is all about. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
Yeah.